In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use the Research tab inside Google Docs. So if I open up a new Google Doc, I can simply go to something called Tools at the top toolbar. If I click on Tools, there's something called Research here. And if I click on Research, it's going to pull up this little box right here. What Google is going to allow me to do here is research anything inside of my Google Doc. So instead of having to switch out of my doc to go into google.com and look up whatever I need to look up, I can stay just with inside my doc itself. So if I'm going to look up the topic computer or computers, I can go ahead and search that, and it's going to do a general Google search here. Now what I can do is I can hover my mouse over top of that, and I'll get a couple options. One is a preview, one is insert link, and one is the ability to cite. So if I hover my mouse over this and I want to take a little preview of this, I can click on preview and a little window will pop up here. I can go ahead and look through this preview to see if there's something that is of interest to me. If it's not, I can close that out. I can go on to the next option and I can preview that. If I do want to see that, I can go ahead and click on that and it's going to open up a new window on that particular website. But if I want to stay inside of my doc, again, I can just hit the preview or close that by hitting the arrow. If let's say I want to search for something and I want to come back to it at a later time, I can simply hit the insert link. What that will do is it will allow me to collect my information, and then next time I come to my doc, maybe next week, I can go ahead and click on that and it will then direct me back to that website where I had first done my research. If I want to get rid of that, I can just simply delete it. Now this is an interesting thing here inside of your Google Doc is the ability to cite. So if let's say I have some information here where, for instance, Best Buy is referring to get a computer designed to meet your needs, including laptops. Laptops available at Best Buy. Well, how do I know that? Let's say I did my research on it. Now I want to cite where this information comes from. Instead of going to EasyBib, I can just simply hit the Cite button. And what will happen is here I'll have the little number for my citation, and my footnote on the bottom gives the exact citation. Now if let's say I want to change that citation, I can simply hit this little guy here and I can go to change the format either to MLA, APA, or Chicago. This feature is going to save a ton of time. So you choose that feature, close it down, add any content or information that you would like, and then hit cite, and that footnote will simply pop up on the bottom. If let's say I wanted to add some sort of image to this, I can go right up on top where my little search was and I can click this down arrow. Now I can search for images. If I click on that, I'll have my little Google image search pop up here. Hovering my mouse over top of it will blow up a larger version of that. If I want to use it, I can simply drag it and drop it right into my document. And you'll see right next to that image is another little number that provides a footnote down on the bottom. Whatever format I chose there at the beginning, that will adjust that. If let's say I wanted to look for something other than web information, I can go and click on Scholar. And once I do that, I have a huge amount of resources here that are available in book form that are now online. Again, I can choose to cite this. I can click on Insert if I want to insert some of this. Or if I don't want to take a look directly at the writing itself, I can click on that link and it's going to take me to various books that will maybe help me with my research. Those three things are really some of the most popular and important things here inside of the research button. Again, it's found under the tools, and it is by far one of the greatest things that you can find inside of Google Docs. If you're looking to customize a little bit more with your paper, you can always use something called add-ons. Add-ons are kind of like apps inside of Google Docs. So if you go to add-ons, you can always click on something called Get Add-ons. And here you can search for something that is going to make your experience using Google Docs better. So I had a student ask me a while ago on fonts. They were upset that Google Docs provided only 15 or so different fonts, and they felt that it was really boring. So I can search on font, and what will happen is I'll have a bunch of different apps that all I have to do is simply click on the little free button here, and I can add these apps to my experience inside of Docs. So I added something called extensive fonts, and what this will do is it's going to open up the door to a bunch of new fonts that are not available in the standard form. So if I go into extensive fonts and I click on start, anytime you add a new add-on, they're going to show right here. So I've added these two. So if I go to start, this little window pops up, and extensive fonts will give me about, roughly 2,000 or so different choices. So if I highlight my text, I can go ahead and scroll down to whatever font I want to change to. And by clicking on that, I can have access to, again, thousands of different fonts. So hopefully this little tutorial has helped you pick up on some new things on using the research button under the tools, and also going to the add-ons and adding new features to your Google Doc. Thank you.